Hello and welcome to another DCS video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to start the FW-190. Now, I'm kind of having to speak up because this fucking asshole next to me is revving his engine up to who the fuck knows where. So let me just zoom out a little bit while we talk here for a second. The FW-190 is a pretty interesting aircraft. This is the Dora version. It's probably the fastest World War II aircraft in the game, all things considered. So we're going to go ahead and do our walk around the aircraft. So I'm going to zoom back in, take a look around, and then we'll hop in the cockpit. So I don't know if you can still hear me, but we're going to do our normal walk around, make sure everything's in nice working condition. Everything looks good, flaps are fine, everything is good, no extra bomb racks, and we are good to go to hop inside and close our fucking canopy so we don't have to listen to that ass wipe. Okay, awesome. So with the FW-190, your first step is to push in your circuit breakers. Circuit breakers are on the right side over here. The furthest one is for your flaps, your trimmer, and your artificial horizon. Then we have landing gear power, pitot heating and cover, Foog 25 radio, Foog 16 IFF, instrument lights, generator, and battery. And then let's go ahead and open up our starter. Kind leak there is for navigation lights, so no nav lights. Put that in. We got our nav lights, green on the right and red on the left. Leave those on since we're flying over Allied ground. Then we have our forward fuel pump, aft fuel pump, auxiliary fuel pump. Won't need that since we don't have a tank, and methanol water injection. So the way that the methanol water injection works is you have a little switch over here on the left side, and if we push that one forward with the left click, then we have our MW50 system on, and it will come on once you hit about 3200 RPM or about 1.7 ATA, I believe. And basically what it does, it injects water and methanol into the combustion chamber and allows your aircraft to run at a much lower temperature while also being able to run at a higher RPM consequently. So you get an increase of 200 to 300 horsepower depending on the conditions. So we definitely need that, but we won't need it on takeoff. So I'm going to leave that off on the aft position, but we'll leave the circuit breaker on so we don't have to go through that later. And we're done here, so we can go ahead and close our fuse panel and start moving to our left. First step here is to go ahead and push our throttle out of the idle detent. So right alt and home. Again, that's right alt and home, and it'll push your throttle out of the idle detent so we can start the engine. Let's go ahead and push open our magnetos. We're going to go from IO to M1, M plus 2, M1 plus 2 at the end. There we go. And then here is our fuel pulley. Push that one all the way to the open position at the top. ALF means open. If you were doing a tank, you would leave it on Vorderer, Berhalter, Zoo, and then it will go ahead and take fuel from your aft tank, which is what your lower tank, your auxiliary tank, will fill into first. And then once you run out of fuel on your aft tank, or you want to dump it, go ahead and dump it, and then switch it to ALF, and you'll be okay. Next step from here is to go ahead and pump our primer a couple times. Anywhere from 5 to 8 times should be more than enough. For this particular flight, I'm going to do the full 8. Usually it's not too big a deal if you over pump it, but I try to keep it between 5 and 8. There's our 8 pumps. Very nice. Oxygen dials over here. Go ahead and open that up. And the way that that works is that it has this little blinker that will open and close to let you know that you are breathing through it. I'm going to go ahead and keep this closed though while we are below about 10,000 feet, 12,000 feet, and open that once we get to that corresponding altitude. And then here's just your pressure. Very nice. Go ahead and turn on our weapons. 3 lights show you that your cannons are on and your machine guns. So very nice, those are on. Do a final sweep around the around the cockpit to make sure that we're okay. Everything looks good, everything looks fine. So now to start the engine, I want you to think about it like a lawnmower with an extra step. If we go ahead and left click that, it's going to go ahead and charge our flywheel. And you're going to hear it start to spin up. You're going to give it a couple seconds, anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds for this to spin up completely, for your flywheel to spin up, that is. And then your engine should be able to start. So again, I'm holding left click here. Once I think it's gotten to a good enough point, I'm going to let go of left click and right click it. Don't do it too fast because then you'll fuck up the control. So you're going to see right here, I'm going to let go of left click, press right click. Engine spools up, it catches, and we're on. Once our RPM stabilize, which looks like our fuel pressure, or Manifold pressure is stabilized and RPMs are fine, so we're going to go and let go of that, close the cover, and you are good to go. If I can help you guys out with any other...